Mama never say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there osia dem yopo
menchi asame hunto. Na me mo aba so se na de bia me bono. Na kwabna me go straight to AGYAPADIE.
Pacho black pain show but oh sure say o there.
Me amedia.
Oh sure.
Say na mumie nu be hamadwene ha.
Me no open bebre. Me tma chobi.
Mumie nu say na mu be hamadwene ha.
Black pain black we me gidi kire say media.
Mumie ya na mo say atuka na mumie nu.
For the last time I share the list with me black pain. I know sorry ansa na ye pon. Until me hwe black pain so so baby a ink na du no. Na na me friend. Okay,
what the amano?
Say ye be bom bedwam say me ye kronfo de. Wo de ma me nyintum.
Na the father dey ba.
Say so biaba.
So o so ma me.
David o say me kronfo me wi pen. Nti wi ase no ma nyina wo nyina.
David wo de da dey amano. Tinga kufa do say ye gas we wi ade confirm bra.
Eno anu. Pacho
men wi ampo me dey aba. Mo na de we wi a.
Cause
kwabra eye wudisem se nipa bi betena baabi abo mu tiremu po na asem we enye ne na abeto odwam ebae before the 2016 elections and ehon fa bi edikan bae. I'm sure some hunto you have the old you know maybe na mo abonten dada but over kai document bi a maybe me de ba munti a document that had Pakosin Dumudin Alanchematin
yeah.
No, say this one is the second
second
edition
first one
of the first one
yeah.
Do you still have it?
I have to check my archives,
please. But media me wo kwabra yete ho yenka bi nhemu. In fact, there is this friend of mine oye Akufo do ofase ena emrebi oni mi di nkomo se ne ofase de ntia opese obeye mampani in a family meeting no and they say your family be a omo Japan that family no they own everything Japan. Emma, according to say almost every facet of the economy of Japan belongs to that family. And that if say obi per se obuama nebusuya yet to say the Japanese family na omo ena omoma obi beye emperor and I say empress no aye for over 2,000 years, sir. Japan, I existed on this planet Earth. Nese omum pese omu be buana, neche se omu pese omu ye ebusuana bro. This was because most of the family members of Akufo-Addo never supported his bid to want to become president. Why? Because they had seen how criminally minded he is, and he has been. They had known him to be Obia, the character trait and say president. Ororo ne obiabia ne zip anyhow. Woye ne ho basabasa. Woye ne ho as a addict bi ya onenam wiase. And they were like, no. How can he, Akufo-Addo, be president? It was on that and Ayanumbi boldly said, say, Akufo-Addo will never be president. I have never run away, but this is not a president. What is presidential about you? Because I knew that Mehu President Rawlings Anyebia Mehu your friend is saying President Kufuor Mehu President Mills Mehu President Mahama. Akufo-Addo has no trait of such standard a timika say way there presidential. He has no such trait. And so some repass yes he a president or man we mu na sanipa we no mabe mampani da. Now we hear tampon. We hear import a free fanom. Me monkroma. Agroma is too high, I mean a personality to bring in some of these things. Then convince family ni say anunti opese obeye mampani na oma ne family no ebeye te say the Japanese family na omo na omo emperor na emperor no ko ware no wanya empress say emperor no so beye eya empress ne beye eya no so akọ ware no wono so the only time anybody becomes part of that family is through marriage. Eno krampo no kwabna say yabe ware wo de wa babusua mu a you don't occupy any high position bia just the title na keke because a family no omo mo hu bibia mu. Kwabna that was the first time I saw omo first document na ba before 2016 election no. Kwabna Kufuor bury any election. True to it, bia what document ni mu bia ebeda bedwam. Emma ama for rezi ho nsem bebre. Kwabra me kai say was it who? And the day at the end send the Pakwesindum. Kwabra, I think we were there when Pakwesindum rubbished it and said oh this one can never happen. Now where there communication will be no watna baby na watro be putting it together. But when the thing began to happen, no, and Pakwesindum who said the realities have dawned on him. I remember when your friend is saying same was put to Dufour no nyina say already it can't happen. And Dufour Yaguni Bank, Pakwesi Yaguni Bank, and all these things were discussed detailed in the paper. Hear me, yes, I have not brought the paper here. I still have my copy. Me the member emuasem kra de mabre. Now, then in 2019, COVID no, afre na enya magana o. Ye be ko election 2020. Then this document came. Asasia no na nipa owo abusuani mu. Wabusuani na liki yo. Busuani, omo abusuani na liki adewe. Because o say emu orem say nipa ya bobo bomudin wo mu no. Enso ono kra de na oye na ka omo agyae. Se ne be ya omo ntonkoso implementing the Yoma Hodwa Eden a document we mu. Kwabna Bibi be a document we mu no about 2019 a see a my we mu. Now and then I'll take only one side of it. Where is the content? The book of content, cry. Okay, so the forward and everything, okay, let me just leave the forward out. Now, page 4. Where is the page 4? Page 4. Let me even go to the other side. I mean, political side, hold on. Hey, Kwabra, open cry and bono just one by one. Banking sector, banking. There be me bobo banking sector, biological banking sector no. Dey na me fun yi Kwabra Kufuor do atiesi fun yi so akate yaba. Ne so atopon phone papa. Nya hwe we phone that we crowd na. So Kwabra bibia e wo mu no. Ababeto dwa ama obia hu say this is a manual amudi bu man over a period. And I can want them. We find a fabia, no discuss it. We find a fabia, no discuss it. Anna Enra said, I bang me what will be the idea sending me say, Gabi, I could post to BB. Say, Ebushia Ben or my Jimmy or mobile book be say. Now, who will hear Bushia with a Yansa Bene womb? Gabi, who Yansa Bene wood trim.
Say, or my no motive, almost had to be our mind. Now, Dabio, who Gabi Unamway? PDS and Quanchessa will wedge me. PDS. A chess wedge me. Wo man na wo kodi wo a PDS a ECG no dia ana na wo negotiate
You are a criminal. Obi a wako jail about who ba bebu some question we. What Jimmy? Oh, so these people sometimes I just try to restrain myself, but I'm not able to. Because how? Why your book? Adi aye ofori panyi fie. E dia wodro na wo boy no. Sa nipa na o ka say you know in the forward no. To our future made up of the present and the unborn, for whom this will of nation is being prepared, to our foremost king Ofori Penny, the progenies spread across this world for whom?
Yeah, that is the forward.
Yes, me kind baby, just to give a why na ono ti mabusua ni mu a why na ni mabusua no ni history a sa din a me babuboyi as the heads of Nana Apianim Kwaframa Nana Kuntunkununku and Ofori Penny, our people were never defeated in the wars of old, where nobody's subject said kwabra sa din ya obuboyi me meti abusua nim mabusua we why na penny history atie abusua we uyi professor Danso a wonim nyansa eni ba ko mienu bi a omo no ye me namfo no ntimi ntwi omadimu a abusua we nyansa ni be natimi obi a ono watimi aba abedi hene a ono odi hene no wo matu galam say Muhammad ahimfio esinsen wiem sankanya kufodo na be mampani a mo ahimfie kwa mu niska mu disi ahimfie.
No, but unim ya
watimi ya man no de sia ahimfie kwahwe de eche bi wo ma eche
unim de emwanwa
akrofo sa na mo ya ka sama na mo mutimi na wote he ya friend say be ka wote he bia na ayifo no bosomefo no ne meko
unim baby a idana me ba o unim ade ya me nwanwa pa o wiase a Gabi tweet no e ma me hunu say Gabi na adwenya adwuma because so busa me say ehifo ne betimi atrase no mo afa plan na omwa eliki Gabi ukodi PDS won come on me number record e o
but it leaked
me number record e o it be what my boss I'm like Gabi PDS no won come on na o che no mo cheche no e ye listo e number record e o
Gabi
then about bonting
boni ensuma
simple finito
boni ensuma enti se mo ye tie ba bi na mo ye boni na sese bi mo hu se mu be ko opposition enu ti sa manual na ye di be gina so dia prosecute mo I make sure say moto a atete nyina no ye be bia ma mframa hoho a ehwan ma me gina no ma me ye denials bia mu denial no enru ba bia every Ghanaian even bodam mini kwadwo bantima kura nim say ade a ye kan sabio. Okay, so who is the prophet? Let us know who the prophet is. Who wrote this?
No, but the other side of the argument is that say obiat mi atra baby atro
na abemu ampa
enwema we na say watimi akofa book no na ampa wa follow mu niema na ye ni nyina ene na wa bodam pa
enye bodam kwa na wa bodam wagimi
say osu obi
na ye enya na ye
yo yate ase to nipa ne ye wie no na wokofa na wote dem na wo follow no one by one wo ye enema wo mu nyina wo ye no one by one enti wo ni nipa no pa say assume NDC for na troye
Jesus Christ
NDC for na troye yate ena NDC for atwa de amawo say ye o man ni say ena wo gimi nti wo kura bukuru na wo ye say NDC for say ya wi ECG so yo nko wi ate no awia omo se ya gu banks no na ugu banks no a na epeja data bank usiyo saa no me no ena ndis for tro book no ka kire wo se eya fa osafo bafo ba no ko senate na mon ko ton senate emu ne manyina yo mate me de ne beko ena ndis for no what kind of logic is this?
Look at the number of companies or more ankasa ko register 332
what
companies.
What kind of logic
for
is this?
What kind of 332 companies? Nina sa 332 companies no nipa no ye dey o conjure magic and who say you will have 332 different companies amode be galam say amode destroy the whole forest in this country.
What kind of
how can human beings behave like this? I mean, when the most painful thing in my life is where someone thinks me a fool when he rather is the fool.
Thank you, Manu.
It's very painful. Onta, kwasia bu kwasia. Yeah.
Manu, take you over.
Na menchia, nana. Na menchia tiefo ne ahwefo nyina. Na menchia ya Vivian Ohima Mesika. So chia ya we message Ohima Mesika na send ye. Ohima Mesika so fa konya wesnu achia ya Vivian. Ohima Mesika. We have bishwe menim sa no me
hwe wani. Me hwe wani wonto.
Mame ya Vivian aminimu Ohima Mesika ne nimu. Ohima Mesika say awie menchia o. Emma no onim say dwumadi ede bia utie. The message is here.
Hey, I mean, back,
Mr. The printed copy.
No, we will do it.
In fact, I didn't know it was a copy.
No. Actually, give me another copy because they say there Oche hina bekasa. Gabi so akasa.
But don't ever use that word for people to attack you.
For opinion, chebi ma hini akasa. And they say be ma kwa ma your touch screen no. You be project on the touch screen near busa. The mere say a mere coincidence said the arcade that we bamusadia and say we nana first on the misinformation President Akufo-Addo e kan ho asem na said ye modika kanu yesi aboa bia bedi waduane aya enya ya sa aboa kokko sa hia sika wodi waduane ya papa na 2016 election eniama makumaku enum NMPP fo gina so e de reggae election no ne ka say ye reggae election na dodo na ya no madwem say
ye wiam nko a wo
ground ye do election day na ya sesa manako dabi election reggae no e process e ye ade a enkrofo sua a ye wo consultant a omo ye number 1 omo ka tre Ghana for omo consultants omo ko hu omo ka chom say Akufo-Addo ne personality is not appealing to Ghanaians, especially who find a political history and in the record appealing to Ghanaians. So to more rebranded Akufo-Addo until all of a sudden Akufo-Addo, according to WikiLeaks, Ja Rastafari locomotive a year train we see cry Emma Kumo
Ja Rastafari
Kumo
Ja Rastafari
we see
Ja Rastafari
and Tampe.
What is in Tampe?
We.
What is we?
It's okaka
oboabo no no ahye.
Okaka ewura bom.
No aboabo.
Na ode ochechiri opipam na twaja tuma we see na eba no. And your friend
that be say what's the start all them papers no what they do outside.
What's the start ahaban.
What is ahaban?
Yeah, ahaban. Special hemp. What's the start?
Special hemp.
Marijuana. Mary and Joanna.
Yeah.
We Ntampe
we there
Obonsam Tower
we ye nyina che se ye nyina pura ye nyina
okay o karisi akeko
nyina eti almost share brand Akufo-Addo all of a sudden Akufo-Addo obi anima sorry a wako obi ehu Akufo-Addo da wa sorry ehu sa fi de Akufo-Addo kwa sorry a waboma na trans okuta bible kakraka bi na sanse na nye
pokra ni bi
esa se nye ni subantin bible no asini trase o ti aso de mo na bible no asini trase na fedie omakwa kotwa Akufo-Addo picture bi a chese nanimu hwe nanimu abekasa abofre a won ne
omde zuma
omde Jacob Zuma mama
yes and omde ye was part of the rebranding and omka kire Akufo-Addo say nanim kuro hu antema Ghana for kura na suro ni so omu ni so ye wudini especially okoka ye all die be die nintino on sha say obeka no ho aba nipa mu. Then Akufo-Addo started eating and crofon pesi enum calipo ekofro trotro was part of ebodame botata was part of the rigging tactics omu yusu. Number 2, omo ka tell say on tarnish the image of the political opponent because MPP will base bia MPP base no omo they don't verify so mo leaders eka asemo they don't verify say no kre say nya no kre once you leader na kan de omogitum and very good and ti say wo ka asema nya no kre de fa mahama ne na appointees ne na ban ho a omobaji adi and nti no Akufo-Addo started line bi na mo bobo so eye o say eye Darius Mahama print Rage Hospital Kaswa interchange ehun sensem o ka nyina do ka edifa Lodina Mahama ni nyina na eye part because over here Akufo-Addo against Atamils wa attack Atamils personality that when they were campaigning wa attack Atamils yere anane busuya anane bada. And even with Mahama 2012 election, Akufo-Addo didn't attack Lordina or Mahama personality. But 2016, what did we see? Akufo-Addo was attacking Mahama, attacking Lordina, attacking Mahama's family because ne adia ya catch and say we can do no abedi. Number 3, omo catch and say promising more than what they can do. Shabwa kesiye because medical ka amato Ghana for trim say Mahama ni ndisi aban no anye Ghana yi na wo de nkrofo jiwdi pa so be ya de kesiye.
No to
nkrofo jiwdi so be ya de kesiye eni nti no Shabwa kesiye ena Akufo-Addo tisim ene one this one that one this one that one this one that ubusan so benya sika wo here was ene de atwen mikohia me party mpanyimfo a na yaba behia sa dia to so biem omo ka che se o assorted the pillars of Ghana security architecture. O make sure say obetimi aform paramilitary a che se no no de on ba be ne say omo be attack Ghana e security e wo Ghana eninti e no mo kofa Serbia mo kofa South Africa mercenaries do mo buy.
Hello Omadu, good afternoon.
Bye. You are going to say Bobo.
Oh,
'I tell from Fanche, Yan in TSM say a traditional media ni dear or Madio, but yeah, but Facebook so see live so all like the new media, so we are live on Facebook. So my mentor us. Omokachan so all sorting the pillars of Ghana security architecture. And what did we see? Akufo-Addo kofa mercenary from Serbia and South Africa. Trainee womo ekwan a mo betimi ni aposifo adi akon ekon betimi afa so ni Ghana soldierfo adi akon ye kire omo se de sikuta etuo ento be kan 2016 Mahama ene NDC4 ye work konima na Akufo-Addo gate man atwituo fire warning shot na Mahama the commander in chief of the Ghana Armed Forces ene na work one. The authority be omukatan so omu attack the credibility of the Electoral Commission. And into here, AFAC, let my vote count. All those pressure groups are MPP 40 and now their focus and their attention was on the Electoral Commission to discredit the Electoral Commissioner and the Commission to attack them day and night. Emubi any acquire biometric registration. Baumia Babeka so what discover 76,000 Togolese mudi ewo voter register mu voter region. Charlotte say ekobo data ewo Alisa Hotel said Dr. Baumia for data ne bra na ye analyze Dr. Baumia anko
that time the VCRAC
crap and an idea no enti sa nyama mako enum wei. That was the strategy MPP at the reggae election. Misinformation was key. That is how come when a Ghana phobia say more catch in opposition say DKM Mahama nene Lordina dia.
Yes.
And tell mobile no I didn't know Monchi Lordina na afraid you who say DKM Papa no anejumani any dia and ne onibo me na campaign
Kwabra I me say Kwabra Sami omote your friend is microfinance companies mako 341
mo
omo buy omugu microfinance companies no what is obi esuda
dabi
omo say that say ye
edit kanama okofosika sponsor party no
women's bank Yeah. Yes.
Kasa.
Women's bank hono. Send e kofu Kenoforata mo na manage. Inti time na e buy na e ho like omodi hu sika nyina awie no. A omo ntumi account for no mo de ka banks na omo collapse ye no no mo tua ka no omo ka no mo fire no. It was up to now what to say the founders and I say the directors of Women's Bank abom di wo baby say omo ka ho bi. Ye sheda and ye omo call ye just to clear their debt omo di no. Eno no.
So this is the Akufo-Addo is a product of misinformation. And Dr. Mwakoba sort of no. Or say MPP are generally no omo liars. Omo ka asɛm ofa seke a largely say a true as compared to NDC. Enti Akufo-Addo ma metra ma can't say anything misinformation. Even now by a president crowd president would throw some kind of even
the information you crowd or they trouble on your false information. It's false news. Fake news.
Debi Ameka say somebody should just Google one lie. This morning I was having a conversation with Openibio Free West, but no cause politicians in editor. And I'm catching okay. Yenim dia ba omi atro awadi. But what dey As3m Mahama as a politician. Obi a why assembly member, why MP, deputy minister, vice president, flag bearer, the incoming president. As3m one verified lies at Mahama a lie as compared to Bawumia and Akufo-Addo. He couldn't. And today, nobody can say my fast check it. Sasemo Mahama ka sasemo ye ko fast check e no eye tro. In government and outside government, Mahama has never on car trobia and trobia organ. But you Bawumia, you Akufo-Addo, ehona moda. Na ne guy be say AGYAPADIE. Na ya mi do. Hey, omu yanko manka, unse all this war. Na your boy AGYAPADIE no so a. Enkofozo is alleged. Tina kweso ase omosu anyomo. But now omo hini abeka ama omo de facto prime minister so abeka no. Now it gives that opportunity to scrutinize the AGYAPADIE document in part 1 and 2 and tie project here
when your friend tamfu nim se okum Yesu
and tie project or task screen so a na ya trust de ya tro AGYAPADIE no ni na ya compare se sa de no ensi wa aba mu ana se si ye de a ene ede na mani si e wa aba no mu enti eye pa Nyankopɔn de your task screen wo ho enti task screen de be ye papa from next week ye be ye hu adwuma every day be editorial ye be make sure task screen no ye be project one page one paragraph na da ho ni analyze ne ko Gabi asorochire da kumumusa no 2020 proud to 2020 election one friend central ni bi no discuss AGYAPADIE TV show host political show host one friend morning and threat amusa sa denti na all discuss AGYAPADIE document na wonya one threat ne so be ma boys abebo no Gabi asorochire da ko offer a TV host a threaten no say adenti na all discuss AGYAPADIE book document no na so wanya obeme abebo no we
ade wo so nya na atro ye
o si anya wa
me kama asem so
a ade o si anya wa obi kana asem a na eno so age e dia ma ho de si wa mamu mu nyina e wo like Listowel kai no Dr. Papa Kwasindum me kan Munti FM the document ne buy said Dr. Papa Kwasindum yes so powerful financially. Dr. Papa Kwasindum yes so powerful. Yes, I'm back and I have to take it back. I have to take it back. Said Dr. Papa Kwasindum yes so powerful. As3m Canada Dr. Papa Kwasindum ewo GN Bank ewo all the district almost all the constituencies that Dr. Papa Kwasindum ewo GN Bank branches wo. As3m Dr. Papa Kwasindum chese ni nyuma ashita Ghana nyina no kuta workers over 3,400 with over 66 companies. And Dr. Papa Kwasindum ye adwuma so obehye cars, television, TV now no hye bi ewa ha say Rise production football club now will be on the stadium bibia. And to Secretary list with the ban almost state almost said Dr. Papa Kwesindum is becoming like untouchable, so they must find ways. No more channel. Oko fa mensa water be wom.
Mensa water be we krem we em
wom. And in yama sankro form target to mu nyina.
Sankra wom.
Oh yes.
Your friend is saying
Jolly.
Ajasari wom.
Wom.
Ena ba ku yi Duncan Williams wom. Ena ba ko.
Say Duncan Williams o mo ka so no sika die ni de. To no de o pe kakra ma no ane ne. Na so aka na no atum to no mu ampa mo be sa no mo ye no. On ba no me ko to National Cathedral akwaji diskabra ni. Ano kwaji diskabra no mu die. To no de o nim de o pe ana mo ye ma no 10. No mo ma ka de e kwam do mo fa so no. Enti Gabi asaro kire daako. Chebi ma hene. Enya mo na mo ba be kire ye se AGYAPADIE document no. Eye true anase nye true. Chebi enya nkwase yafo. Ka kire say why na Gabi o hwe Gabi ne post na the Gabi troy ni. Gabi say o himfa.
Na kwabra how come say a family that says se bibia ya
Gabi say if you believe a family would document its alleged evil plans against the very village they live proudly in, document it in revised copies of a book with the portrait of the head of the family boldly on its front cover, then please have your mentor or have your head examined.
Yes, what about them?
Yatia Chebi hine Yetamgana sika over 4 billion
from GMPC.
And the man so on fan kodi na fashe. Yes, yet Ghana in himself fashe papa wa Ghana yachi o school munina na fashe den ka ho. Enka ho yetamo ye and ye the man.
Asem we wuti bi da wo. Just imagine say Jomama fa o man sika so de koma yagbonwura. Say on fani na fashe.
Fashe yetam the man. Yeti Ghana hey.
Jesus Christ.
Book
I want it to be, projected. That is it.
Yes, no, see, yeah.
Look at what is is it not restricted? So it is a book that has been leaked from the family.
Yes.
No, but you don't catch up.
Messi enquire nkofa we you. Gabi any apamasa no ni din komo no.
Dabi ayi oni akwaya baba yi. Ayensu. Wani ayensu din komo no eliki ye. Me na mko record e. Honto. Na ko enye ni ba mienu pe. Na te say document abusu nyina.
Yeti Ghana nana. Sa ohini o kasa asemi. Sa ohini we ba bedi ye atem Ghana for say. Ye ni a ye hu ne ma papa wakufo da mamom ne ye ma me no ne abusuafo ya beifo.
Yes.
Obedi atem. You say to ye papa ko family na kanswa sa abre kra na ye ntwa picture kra na black and white ne ho ofesin. Sa abre kra na si ani bie ma ye bajimi bre me ko family na photo an ho ofesin.
Ho fe kra de men ko ho na ono nim se.
So wo ba bedi mi na no atem. Yeti Ghana ha eno ko first state housing company. Chebi ni akosi sa dan gu ho. Nipa ni ho. Yesisi dan de si ho. Yesisi dan eni de si ho. Egu ho bebre. We ka che say na abusuana bi wia o man na kru na nkasa o mutimo no na o masa de aba omo kru na o mutimo no o masa wia o man no. Yeti Ghana ha eno ko Chebi. Baby I asfate. Mona mo si Ghana ye modia. Akufo do busua we no. O mo na si Ghana ye modia. E free Kwame Nkrumah twede amponyankopɔ bo wiase besin ne. Mo ahimfie mo antimi ansi se de mo nana no mo atakwame no na motim. Akufo ado be president. Ene mo buche bi ahimfie si ne foforo tramodin. Munye sika no hin. Se Akufo ado amambe ya aban a. Enka munye sika edisi ene. Dramani Mahama single-handedly will see a himfie edamani kromo hini in opposition. Oni abamu no bi akase wa wi amaisika wonu ankasa tunubotom sika yesi dan will see a himfie a complete palace e de ama ne krom he
na enye opposition na Dr. Lodina SC hospital
ano de ama 10 key projects mona mo sora mo simu osika ye nhwe ma ne nsa so no wa himfi asai susu bibi wo se ye nhwe ma ne nsai enso no wa himfi asai wa himfi so nchensen eti se
they are always a working contradiction of their language.
One timi ampenti wa himfi mpo anto se Akufo-Addo be president and wo bu himfi over 600 and something million dollars mwasi ene si hono enya ba isika ni bia yentumi nka da bia yentumi nka
de wo mse ma obi anka
because Akufo-Addo to amoso na ye ni mu fete na de ni mu fete no in several years within opposition when timi ansi single room grand dedicate amfa mache bia himfie se me na nanom a mo na mudi akunya wakunya nie wasa sinema sidansi wantumi antisa Akufo-Addo be president ba Mahama in opposition will see palace and the Ghana ni bia betima akwa a obi animi say Mahama and nenyo on the sign waka che so do man sika and we at Mahama we can say Mahama is building the money. What about Akufo-Addo? What about Akufo-Addo? O man sika na mawia ukochebi and the government hospital so when they see here oba ma ba see VVIP ward akosi the biggest library esiwa obi akura nko ho and now when you approach Chebia Blue Town Wi-Fi free Wi-Fi nedem eye Ghana skanibia na be katre say Gabi asrochida kwa no ntimi koku si center like event center with ASTROTEF say or the ana ne maami
Gabi ohia ni ba
bro o kings bi ha adan kwa untimi han ohia kings bi ya
or the ana ne maami
ohia ni
bubro kwabra
or the ana ne maami
Jesus Christ Savior
and the was says
otina UK
eradi nyame
otina UK nkwa na nyina akotena Sweden edina mo abepie Ghana all these years one timi kura anto block ewo maami na so Gabi one timi anto block ewo ne maami na so Akufo-Addo be president after first 4 years what timi akwa kosi a whole center event center kese ASTROTEF nyina tatemu se wo de hye wo maami animonyam Akufo-Addo in opposition wo yire wu ye yemubu wakura ne yenwo ye wo yire na wantimi afia so kura anso am wantimi amfa flower hwirei ankwa ankoto wo yire na so and no be president wakosi a whole event center ewo mampon da bi ehie ma abrewa ye no ewo mampon
yeah na wonim sa inu a osi ye no a ode ama jankroma no na eye na nakura judgment
center dada o
eye 31st December women movement Rollins ne yire ana beje wonu omusima mampon say
mufa
asantima mampon man ho na ye nya eye skill training
yeah
ha nti omo mpeso musu
no mo ye we
atwetwebo eni sata na ye krampo de ne
atwetwebo de obi ehu
atwetwebo mu hu
Zuma blues
ha sata ye kra de mampon pa no de na ye sua pa ye adwa yankee tie and die tuta temu no ha e wona ne ye ni nyina ho
enne waje
e fa baabi ye di fa baabi ye eye basic school ma enkoda
KG
ene wabebu no no wasi no de ama ne ba
wabeje wono no de ama ne ba no wasi chese event center guest house sa wo ho utimi da ho ye bibia bi e wo ho wo be president and now ye we oyire wuye ne enwoye several years when timi anya hwe amfa anhye oyire animonyam obe president ene de oye unya sika no he enye Ghana sika enye Ghana sika wo de no to nche ukoche bia asieye ene wakwa akotutu onyina me disco light nyina abobo ho
ahihye mabo
udu anadwo na unimu abeka se eye night club wan hwia obesi form akwa akochele obekọ ne nsamanfo akochele unya sika no himfa efrete ana musimo na mu sika mo na moti sika so no musika ne de na mutumi di yeye bo himfie so nchansen na etum sapoto bibire edan mo na musi efrete mo antimi anya ho hwe
roofing sheet ne so poto untimi
ene ubedi saa ɔne ɛkɛn obedi ne ɔbɛhyɛ ne fa Akufo-Addo ntino yɛtimi ka sɛ adan na ɛwɔ kwan no ho nyinaa ba ahemfie no ɛnkyɛnse no so ayɛ dada yɛtimi pa ne abɔ so yɛtimi pa so ne abɔ so because ɛdan no ba ahemfie no ɛna nkyɛnse na dada nti yɛ modernize the town and ɛyɛ chebi ɛyɛ modernized city town ɛwɔ eastern region ne nyinaa akyire no nsuo nya tɔ 30 seconds na hɔ ayɛ flooded because of galamsey so nyɛ ɔmo na ɛba abɛkyerɛ yɛn na normal kan me say ɔmbɛnu ɔmo ho sɛ ɔmo respond yɛ.
Thank you. As3m is so simple. False information. Akufo-Addo number 1 in Ghana. Me semina me tujo ma amafo a. Yes, he president. Ka me siu no. So agumani mu asese me wia $10 million. Abra wabedi mampani 8 years went me investigate asem. An kan bibia say oh asema me ka fa me nua ehu say na enye no kre nti we de on fa nche me ana say de me kan na eye no kre nti mu yem prosecute no Owura Divine ba be kan sa Divine akwaba Divine da ben na be ma me Dr. Park Sindi 101 na ye disa AGYAPADIE book we nko
enche mo ono ankasa no wa plan say
mo
onemo ba be mo ai one-on-one interview enche na nsenya
mo na one me person ka kwabna tia na me tia Listowel ana o timfimfin ene question we to
oja ai doctor mini papa o onga jero oh eka we bo oh oba me fie kura me no picture kesi a mahorabo
I see
oh so from Hello FM me no
ase bobi o ka se onimobi a obeji na chi ni ade agoro yo di ache adwuma yo yi aha ntino ka se asema o ka see say oni nchirima wenu bi na edi nkomo ane but no aba adwuma no antino o ka se oni Kofi Anan krampo na na yi krampo a
ni papa
I want this
papa na wi o ma me ba wi ayi wo the restaurant ho anyway so what Akufo-Addo statement about talking about false information and AGYAPADIE it was a why a video no
they di kind of minchi a etiefo ene ahwefo na utimu se e betna ha wie energy e wo mu no na jese nkrofo bi so hyedem mu afabo apayo ama matwe finframem
oh
nti no
ya siaba
ya saba nti no mu amoko ye no mo inform because me ba ni nyina no se so what come na roll glass ne ba down na se wo tie radio station a utwa mo ba bi na nkrofo tie unya eko okay me ba ni nyina me ka ni mo eko saa na me dia ba be
really
oh yes from As3m down me dey ba ni nyina no eko saa
I see
yes even krame me no kasa see there is a hotel around there obekono from security man to driver me pie na me be ba mo bisa me say me da be na enfa na me ba nti no me ka so me ba cry fam nti ubeko rage ho nyina no mo gina mo pampe ya mo nyina mo tie
e de mo ase
abra na o say me time mantem na mro afo mi enu bi na omo ayeme cause me studio honom by 2:30 jina me iru mu na mbe kasa omo hu say
baba e da ase oria kaja
iti udim AGYAPADIE document wo hu say discuss ya unim ade a me person crofo early emphasis on is the fact that AGYAPADIE document number 2024 number 2020 unim say ba before 2016 yes me kind AGYAPADIE documents at the time when me kan ya me hu Samia Uku Jombo Adumudin ewo mu me hu Baumia projection any plan to take the party from the Ashantis any Kufuor how to undermine him Otunfuor me kan sa de no wonim say the first day I read it obi na send me and me post it to your WhatsApp group bi mu when him say me the two na that time so that first one so no Dr. Inu featured prominently Amoabi featured NDC Papa we Dr. Dufuo Munina omu feature Alan was there and
your friend said President Kufuor was there.
Yes, it told him say me who you na me the two
I still have it.
Do you know that people thought say a fabricated story be, and when I posted there they doubted me and I made the enya friends I mean I maybe a debate I be a meeting, but you know why me at the time no I knew say and somebody be one more omuka ye no na eye nsem we fi o man ka so makache e na eba no unim say omu commission some research be na Dankwa Institute and na da no. So out of the research no mu ye no they wanted to profile each and every person omu say omu threat ema omu political agenda even from within their own party no they knew. So this is what happened at the end of the day no time omu ye analysis na wie no omu ye omadwe say omu dey to krata so na be blueprints ama everybody around them so that they know what the agenda is, so you don't miss the point and though you know who your enemy is and you know who your friend is. But when say they be me catch them say so what's that them now bob pa also obedi boni a ade say o ka o trim ni say ade ko na wa choro no bi na be photocopy ayo obi na be printing ayo obi na be transporting na sa who di boni na se nipa no ne wo nya adua sa lebra no be liki
you be na better
and you be na when you why ya choro we no so kra no be na be type because all the platforms ni nyina wo dia. So what happened is when they did it no obi e wo mo makachi no hu say no but this you can't do against the state and nipa no quickly and onya copy and no leak here because at the time they were planning it no na some of omoankasa mabus omoankasa mo nam for ni bi so din wo mu and they were shocked to say we thought we were doing an MPP Dankwa agenda, but not knowing it was an agenda Dankwa was doing against the party itself and the Ashantis and even the whole Ghana. It's the panu we are no leaky. The first information is no. It's unim nipa omu leaky man. No, they are fresamia uku. Omuni kofwa ye said that they can bomb a man here first. It to realize right after the first leak after 2016 election, the demeanor of Samia Uku changed in politics.
It's true.
If say unimua you that is where so the first person no nya ye se kabi person who nipa ko di Kenya the first document AGYAPADIE na Samia Uku and the man first because when his name was mentioned say opema oye masem ni sumaiti say inti odu baby I the ma be trapping no John Boadu so opensadodo you can't be trusted. So when the people heard it they were shocked say but you how can you plot against your own. No more information man.
Are you seeking to suggest that Abna Koko's Samia Uku engagement it was plotted?
No, I'm not. That's
just
but I'm just saying what is in the book. It will be sure. Unim say right now no. At the end of do you know that Samia Uku Unim say he wanted to play an indifferent game, like he wanted to remain in the middle. Now to say or a party ni. But him say
your document him say because of that they can't really trust. So
they wanted to find a way
or a Kufuor boy.
Into they wanted to kick him out. It also realizes and I quickly and I play game no more say no me neutral. No, they were not giving him anything. No say it's a for him to also vouch for his loyalty and his integrity around the Kufuor so no. I don't know how campaign manager for Bawumia campaign now. See this document when it came out and and if somebody tells you say
no, Divine, I think we have two documents that have come out. The first one is different from this one.
No,
part 1 and 2 say continuation revised but the content na necessary agenda no necessary yes e bia be kan ba me purchase
Edika by before 2016
not modify no along the line solid. And you know what people must know the question you should ask yourself and say is it mere coincidence say and some no kata anymore maybe kind of 2016 no manifest real in 2024 now. It can't be mere coincidence. It can't be. See, I say no. They will take over. Only outlining major institutions who say sectors are if they control in perpetuity family no ending here and even in opposition no, they will control the economy. They said they will hijack the oil industry. They will hijack ECG, yes. Telecom company no, yes. They will hijack it. Yes. Ghana Water. Tigo. Yes. They plan and I'm say banking sector no, they will make sure say Kenoforiata is in the center and the heart of everything our control BBR. So sanema when you know were predicted. And I mean no say the first agenda in the book no, they said they have to instill discipline and fear in Ghanaians and they will start from the media. So exactly 1 month, 2 months they started known as Osla. I started here now almost see a close to radio stations and almost started some close to radio stations. Into what a whole normally who that fear no everybody kind of share because they identified a loophole. Say no loophole we see yen kashi you better use technicalities be on me that can crofo way more out and a part on mobile into the first no me and say use media houses into the madam here they were looking for my friend is saying frequency at all but no munya be into them here they started killing omu good stations nibi omu good stations nibi so now it got to a point that they wanted radio stations and frequencies ni yep prime into do baby no mu negotiate here into ne sia na ben wa be dey untumi nkasa no mu ye ya no position mu ho and as sia me no kasa open the juicy frequencies your both frequency reach and be show o tapping on na ugina ho no mu a your mu no magege sa frequencies ni nyina and they wanted to hijack the media. Secondly, omu your imagine say ombefa event is saying the petroleum sector. Unim say nda me no ka say ebi no ono mu a unim say ya toto petrol e kosoro nyina ne bo kosoro taxes e de to so nyina unim say omu nka bi hiem de ti omu nkasa ne say bisaga bi say wan mu na import petrol ba o man mu ha say to da honum omu mato enya adwuma but omu nkasa enti atum a ye kra omu anom ye beneficiaries of the industry as we speak now. And then there is a plan in the book say omu ba chichi nyama ni nyina aboso na sa bible for ba no ye so do musaka they will cry foul. The plan ni say ye be ji bibia ye ji wi a ye be use sika na protect ye ho but in the end no ye be ma obi ahu say omu tan yen and you know almost clean your machiesi your machia omu te say krata bia obibia no omu de legalities nene you know cover machi. It's at the end of the day no obana o attack your mo it will be like you after a certain group of people. When this thing came out I was telling Samia Uku, I was telling those young people in MPP say you people should take over the party. MPP na edija amono munji si ona munye ni yie na eyabusuafo bi na omaji na omu use mu as puppet and stooges mo dey your agenda and today it is apparent, it is obvious, you are all seeing it say all the game they were playing it was just to satisfy the whims and then caprices of some individuals belonging to some families be agenda. And now me no ka say e den na okrata ni mu a emba ntwa mu ye ka kire me.
Okay, so unim be metia sisi asema o kan dem mama enti hwan na e share dem etimi tro hunu say dabi MPP be ba bam na Akufo-Addo ba bam a sefa kan a oye media man will become part of the agenda. Sefa kan ga MPA ho
ane
sefa kan oni MPM sefa kan ani adomochi omudi ni book no mu
omo national security omo national security yes omo national security payroll impressed so a yetio mo kadeli
odi ye no kwade ye mfansi ye se sefa kan oni MPA apola adomochi oni Ghana aviation and when the trust our book no a otimi hunu say me fa media for we na ma pagya wo mo my empower wo mo no matimi agimi more why not that so sa da ye no
chapter 2 na can say revise no I mean kan kakra net waso page 3 on economic and financial sector control or say phase 1 overview.
Oh, that's okay.
Phase 1 overview or say The first phase of the economic and financial sector control was to be implemented in Nane's first term of office. As we get closer to the end of the first term, we have set the ball rolling regarding the objectives set out in our first document. There have been difficulties largely due to some pitfalls on our parts. For example, the control of the electricity sector could have been handled better had it not been for the greed of some of the non-AGYAPADIE elites, and we have included as cover. Again, the way some CSOs obtain vital information easily about the AGYAPADIE project has resulted in them wrong footing as and embolden the opposition to jump into the fray. We should, however, find some indigenous way to overcome the opposition.
All right.
Change in the leadership of most supervisory institutions, particularly the Central Bank, the Security and Exchange Commission, has allowed for other blueprints to be implemented. For example, the financial sector cleanup successfully eliminated most banks with hostile ownerships.
Yeah, these are all the issues. I mean, we have been reading.
Now you see, energy sector. Omoba first, and PDS. And you can't say for me PDS. Omoba, first time no quickly no your marriage PDS. See, when it comes to misinformation, these guys are tactful. Make us some tactical. Omo tactful about the way omo because omo agenda. And now you see, unfortunately, they have the media people to also carry the kind of misinformation and the propaganda now omo they call out. So many of the people also believe the misinformation and then and throw na omo dino. Wouldn't say right now every idea budgeter omudiama national security almost spending on daily basis unim say component for communication any media no so chain bibia because they don't want any information bia ebema government no look bad and I say ebe say no image it's the bia no they want to counter everything even when they have to fix the problem they will rather spend the money to do propaganda to manipulate the mind and then cognition of people. As we sit here, me, for Nana Akufo-Addo to come and sit here, and tell us, say, say allow misinformation any year. Sana mani no. I can tell you, say, omu ye main perpetrators of false information. False information kasa in our body politics is here
Ghana presidency
enye wona de bia omo to no no mo hihye adwuma no mo de mai omo tenase a no ma cookie ne ya no mo si o mo fa nkoto Ghana for so in the first place enye na Akufo-Addo mo no mo defending almost all the corruption happen here and his government it is the office of the president that quickly no normal babonting normal babe issue disclaimer normal babe issue be no defending Nana Akufo-Addo nankasa ote ho no mu no enyo nankasa na no defending obi ti say siladapa okita document ayen try no yen bisa na say eni nkasa ayekra. The man was so sure in his release and in the acceptance of his resignation say you will be vindicated at the end of the day. Meanwhile he said he wanted to fight corruption. Can we trust such a person? When it comes to misinformation about COVID-19 sika, when we asked him, when we asked the government about COVID-19, look at the things they told us. See, the COVID-19, Nana Akufo-Addo na busu for tna dem no mo hihye adwuma de to Ghana for so. When COVID-19 was not even in Ghana, no mo farm plan say no. Yen fayanya o ma te say echiche scammer African countries. Ivory Coast wa kojo omo de. Nti yen declare say enso COVID-19 ni bi. Na ka Olumai Olumai say yare we COVID-19 yare affect old people more underlying health conditions. Nana Akufo-Addo be jina radio so ni TV so ye fellow Ghanaians catch Ghana for say munche no smart mamonko party. Obe hu no jina party ase no sa.
Mama.
Ube who no jina yase no sa ugidi say COVID-19 na o baby ni nyina ya the kind of misinformation na omo the two system ni mu and they embezzled and made money out of this whole agenda. Now yet ha imagine oh this misinformation obi betumi abeka kire say 24-hour economy entumi nye adwi entumi nye yi but you so the one city every month ebetu ya phone car for 200 years ebetumi ye ya sa nipa miru no ugidi say one na misinformation nyonko one na engine ndi tio obi si 24-hour economy wo si anu de enya feasible entumi nye adwuma na de wo say every month you be the one city ever beji phone me phone here that is me turn 1,002 so wo si me tua one city every month bia na is almost 180 years okana me tua wi o kasa asem we amenu mini sankof we mumie no why na me hu say or your trofo and say or misinform the general public. For me, I believe say Ghana for no omu tie no omu to aba no omu nim nyansa no, they should be able to decipher between who a bad person is in power any obia or ejeni or the adwuma hye ne so obeye me na nakufo adomo me hu obia na say or ogina honum na say o show sign say onya aba obeto amaba omia na me yam hyehye me unim say madam for guy bi ni abayewa bi enyisan ye a mokoto edin enene nansa ena me din na chi omawo okay
omunyisan ai so munya
okay when you say oban ti omawo
madam fu bi ni oba bi awo
omu kwa akoto din ena ye friend say
o si eduedum na ko fa so nyem no so open sa so de
o friend me say me koja no na me su omi ntumi nko na me pese me bo bia ni din unim say omu koto din o si okọ bebi omu to din no abusuafo no ehun video bi efa abaomia ho na ohwe mu posture na omu de to onum na o se edin to no kra no onya nko to biu o se abusuafo no omu to onum no se abject poverty like ohia pa ga na chi ohia pa because 200 cedis ke ko yitu honum no omu de da fop so omu hu yo no omu di baomia chi na madam fu no obeto ne bade ni bi so omu se den pa no mahu obaomia won beto ama no omu so omu de wo mu to MPP mo ye MPP for madam fu ne say honum ana ne ba ne din obeto no if ebo nenum because onu also ye MPP ni o onu no okoto din na nkasa ye MPP ni but say onu ya sorry dikin me were recording no so no ya sorry dikin no sro nyame na bone a MPP aban we di adi Ghana no ontumi nhwe so nyanyame a osom no obetumi ato aba e di ama MPP so montina abem no omkoso ndi bone nti so sro nyame ne die obekoso a preacher kire Ghana for say Bawumia is a liar and is somebody that Ghanaians should not be voting for.
Dedi kama mamena PENDREAM TV ase na so far so good say open online portal e wo Ghana nipa share nipa follow nipa comment here to my best of knowledge without any biases PENDREAM TV. I see say a lot of people are moving from the traditional media to the social media and PENDREAM you are setting the pace because you bring the issues as they are and the etimamu focus on mutieni omuhuno those are the issues and then Unipa are not ready for just ordinary endorsement but people want to hear the issues. What are the issues? What are the possible solutions? So for me, I'm endorsing PENDREAM TV and I'm recommending say obi bia na affiliated traditional media and why board with it, you know, live up to expectation, you know. Your next last stop PENDREAM TV.